Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Very interesting statement, very interesting pledge coming from Deutschland, from Germany. Let me show you what this article coming from Reuters. It does not come from Sputnik or Russia Today or Nova, whatever, how do you call it? Novosti, RIA Novosti or something. No. It comes from Reuters. Here it is. Germany pledges to make its military, and I'm quoting, the backbone of defense in Europe, end quote. So, first, can Germany do it? Does it have the potential? Secondly, are they allowed? And then if they are allowed and have the potential, how can they achieve that? And why? It's all about money, my friends. Look at these fighters right here. Look at this guy, like a school teacher. A little bit of belly, another belly, another belly. Good. Make them run a little bit and see how they will perform. But hey, I guess I'm too intolerant. Germany will strengthen its military to make it the backbone of deterrence and collective defense in Europe, Berlin said on Thursday, shortly before it was to issue new defense guidelines for the first time in more than a decade. The guidelines, the first since 2011 when Germany suspended conscription, were to be announced later on Thursday. When is it from? 1 day ago. So this is from the 9th right here, 9th of November 2023. So next week they will do it. The document will break down in more detail what exactly the Zeitenwende, the major shift of policy German Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced after Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, will mean for the workings of the Bundeswehr. As a first step to bring the military back up to scratch from decades of attrition following the Cold War, Germany has set up a 100 billion euro special fund to purchase modern weapons from Rheinmetall, right? Yeah, okay. In an editorial for Tagesspiegel on Thursday, Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, not a German patriot, said Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine meant the continent faced a renewed military threat that fundamentally altered the role of Germany and the Bundeswehr. Now, it's not the aggression, not Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine faced a new renewed military threat. I tell you why. Russia was always considered an enemy and a threat under the mask of partners. Why? NATO expanded. NATO did not disband. NATO remained in place. NATO was created for what? Protecting Europe from what? From Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact, right? Soviet Union and the evil empire, right? And when those guys disappeared, why didn't these guys disintegrate? Because they wanted to get Russia. Russia is too big, too strong, nuclear weapons must be taken care of. It was always like this. So that threat, military threat, was always there. Why? Because the NATO could have allowed Russia to join NATO as any other country in Eastern Europe, almost any other country in Eastern Europe being part of the evil empire joined. So it was not a communism. It was not what? It was the Russians? No, it was their military might. And Russia would not have come at NATO's table as a beggar, as any other country came. They would have come and say, wait, we come here as equal. Do you think the Americans would want that? The Brits are not the equals. United States, NATO is United States' organization of promoting whatever economic interests the big guys want. That's what NATO is. And in this case, Russia must be, taken care of so we can incorporate it, but without weapons and a third-class country in NATO. If Russia would not have military might, nuclear weapons as it has, and obviously not 145 million people, Russia would have been in NATO. They would allow Russia to come into NATO as everybody else, third-class country in the organization. That was the reason why. So no, that's not true, because NATO did not disband and moved towards Russia, and it stopped by Russia. It stopped. It didn't have to stop. It could have gone around, but it didn't. It could have gone by Finland, right? But Finland became only now. Let's say Norway. It could have come by Norway. It could have come by, how do you call it, the Baltic states, Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, that route. If you did want to have contact with Russia, if that would be the reason. Okay, you don't have Belarus. Okay, no Belarus. Those are crazies, blah, blah, blah. All right, are in the Russian sphere. But you could have come and say, well, we needed Ukraine in order to get to Russia. No, you had the Baltic states and you have to the Nordic states. What do you want? And you can, if you want to really push it, you can go through Turkey. You can go like that. They want to get Armenia and they get Georgia, and then you have Russia right there. Why not? Because Russia and because NATO is not an equal partner. It is not an alliance. That's this guy's organization of weasels. So when these guys say a renewed military threat, no, it was always kept as a military threat because Russia did not want to be anybody's vassal state. And who wants that? Well, you have many examples in Europe, most of it, all of it, maybe with the exception of one or two countries that want to break away. I think more than one or two countries want to break away from that, but we'll see. So let's move on here. In response to the darkening of the security situation, Berlin aims to make the German military the backbone of the deterrence and collective defense in Europe. You're not allowed to have nuclear weapons. How are you going to be the backbone? Are you crazy? How are you going to be the defenders, the deterrent of... You don't have nuclear weapons. You're not allowed to have them because you're under occupation. What the are you talking about? See? These guys are talking. United States will not allow you to be the backbone. This is what United States is going to do. It's all U.S.'s. U.S. took over Europe. That's what it is. You're going to do like this. Germany, we're going to sell you weapons that only we would allow you to use, and we're going to monitor that. Okay? And you're going to be over there. We're going to have the power. We're going to still keep our troops over there, all over Europe. But we're going to make you buy our product, our private companies, army manufacturers. That's what it is. It's a business. All this is a business. A heart and all this and fight for freedom, democracy. These are words. NATO, defensive alliance, all of it is a business. When you see that these guys are making all kind of alliances or we're going to allow Germany to build its military, they are talking about money. Someone has to make a profit on the taxpayers' back. And this is private arms companies will get fatter and fatter and fatter on the threat of Russia, with Germany investing 100 billion euros in that at the first tranche. And then there'll be more. And who's going to get fatter? Private companies that are not in control of us because we have democracy and we vote. We vote, but they got the money. What do you want? Competition capitalism. My friends, that's the scheme. Just like Germany, as a front-line country in the Cold War, had benefited from the deployment of Allied troops, Germany's partners now expect Berlin to live up to its responsibility and exercise leadership, he said. No, they need to buy our product. Pistorius called Berlin's pledge to permanently deploy a combat brigade to Lithuania a first for Germany, as proof that his country was stepping up to his new role. Yeah, okay. Announcing fundamental changes across all areas of the Bundeswehr to make it ready to fight a war. Ha, ha, ha. A war. Would you fight United States of America? Would you fight Great Britain? You can't. You can't. Your military sucks. What do you want? They will keep you as good as they want to keep you. And that's it. You cannot challenge them. It's always boogeyman right there. He said a war. They don't say what kind of war. I tell you it's only one war. Or whatever the Al Capone dictates. He said the the future structure of the German forces would be determined by what was needed for the defense of the country and its allies. The country first has to shake the occupation forces off, and then they should probably have a nuclear weapon if they really want to have something to say. They're even weaker than North Korea. What are you talking about? Or Israel. Shit, you don't have nuclear weapon, you're zero. Zero compared with someone with nuclear weapons. Why? They can destroy you just like this. And all right, announcing fundamental changing across. And then says is allies. Who are Germany's allies? Friends? Really? Who? Great Britain? Poland? Look who surrounds Germany. And you tell me who are Germany's allies. Let's say in the north you got the North Sea, or what? North Sea, Baltic Sea, and whatever you got over there, and you got the channel, the English Channel. The Brits are your friends, and then you got what? In the west you got France. France are your friends. Poland in the east are your friends. I'm not talking about Austria or Switzerland or unimportant. Think of that. Who are Germany's allies? United States. United States occupied you since 1945. Your bowls, big bowls, were snipped. Clip. Like this. Clip. And since then you're squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. What are you talking about? He did not give any details for the envisioned changes to mark a major shift after decades in which Germany, like many of its Western allies, focused on foreign missions in the countries such as Afghanistan. So they told you, they want to use these guys' economic power that are waning in order to do the job of the big business, global big business. This is what's going to be. This is what's going to be. The Americans say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pull out a little bit, but we still control you 100%. But we're going to have your boys go over there, and you buy our manufacturers' weapons, and you're going to go and do that dirty job. It's not going to be NATO or American troops. It's going to be German troops doing our dirty job. So shifting from United States' boys to the German boys. Not that they really care about the Americans, but the American boys. What happens? U.S. overextended, so we need other countries to pick up the garbage under the control of Al Capone. Not alone. Germany is not going to be independent. Not alone. This is what happens. It shows U.S. shows its limit in Ukraine and now in Israel, and they want other countries to. Do you think if something happens in let's say it wants Germany to take over here under the control of Americans, and so they can move in the Far East? What do you think? They want to release, some pressure from Ukraine. They want the European take care of their stuff after you started shit. Really? And when I say started shit, is talking. Right? They want you guys shifts so you can liberate or freeze its own military and whatever and resources, and send them to the next little garbage they're going to defend, right? Which is Taiwan and South Korea. You'll see. And you're going to have what? Iran fighting Germany and France. The United States is going to take care of. We're going to start something. Somewhere else is going to be Japan and South Korea fighting those guys over there, right? And Australia and New Zealand. And the United States is going to be just the head office, the intelligence. Pick, pock, pock, pick, pock, pock, and those people die, destroy, and buy your weapons. No? Okay, I'm just dreaming. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.